You don't look like someone who belongs in a boardroom. The words hit harder than the marble floor beneath Darryl James's shoes. The receptionist didn't glance up as she slid the visitor form across the granite desk. Around him, heels clicked, headsets buzzed, and sideways glances sliced like razors. Darryl stood still, gripping a worn leather folder. His coat was old, but clean. His shirt, slightly faded, still bore the outline of a name badge he'd peeled off months ago. He signed the form in silence, and walked toward the elevator. But the real meeting hadn't even started yet. Upstairs, tension hummed in the boardroom. The screen glowed. Proposal to terminate, James, D. Victor Langston, CEO, tapped the table. Let's be clear. Darryl James hasn't contributed in years. He's a relic. Not the image we need. A few nodded. One newer board member asked, didn't he help during the acquisition crisis? Victor smirked. He was present. That's not the same. Then. A knock. A security guard stepped in, uneasy. Sir, someone's asking to observe. Says he's a shareholder. Name's Darryl James. Silence. Victor didn't blink. Tell him this is a private meeting. The door closed. But Darryl had heard every word, standing just outside, gripping the folder tighter. Downstairs again, the receptionist wouldn't meet his gaze. Security kept their distance, but the message was clear. He sat on a cold bench near the curb. The wind bit through his coat. On his lap, the folder. Inside, documents signed by Helena Langston. A photograph, her arm around a younger Darryl at the first Langston HQ site. Another photo, Sonia, his late wife. And their daughter, Carla. Then came the newspaper. One headline stopped his breath. Langston Holdings to sell historic properties to private equity. Land Helena promised would never be sold. And with that, Darryl stood, folder in hand, ready to return. Old man, you're not cleared for this building anymore. The security guard shoved Darryl back from the entrance. He stumbled, hard, onto the concrete. His folder burst open, papers scattered. A gold medallion slid across the stone floor. Someone nearby gasped. Wait, that necklace, wasn't it Carla's? Darryl looked up. His voice cracked. She gave it to me the day I walked away from this company. No one helped him up. But from the crowd, a young woman stepped forward, medium brown skin, curls pinned back, blazer sharp. She picked up the medallion, stared at it, then at him. My name is Carla, she said softly. Carla James. My mother was Sonia. Darryl froze. His lips parted, but no sound came. She told me my father gave up everything to protect me. I think. I just watched him do it again. She knelt, placed a gentle hand on his. I saw what they did. I recorded it. And I know who you are. He hesitated, then handed her the folder. Then read this. And decide if it's time we go back in. She opened it. Her breath caught. A signed share transfer. Helena Langston's seal. And this time, when they walked through the front doors, no one stopped them. Inside the boardroom, Victor Langston's voice still echoed. Legacy doesn't pay dividends. The door opened. Carla stepped in first. This concerns everyone here. Behind her, Darryl entered, silent, folder in hand. Victor barked, security. But legal counsel Margaret Lynn stood. Let them speak. Darryl laid two papers on the table. 1. Helena Langston's original shareholder agreement. 2. Her signed transfer, granting Darryl 51% of her founding shares. Margaret's eyes widened. I notarized this. It's valid. Victor's face turned pale. This changes nothing. Then Carla played the recording. Victor's voice filled the room. He's a relic. Thud, Darryl hitting concrete. Gasps. One board member whispered, "We're liable." No rebuttal came. Margaret stood again, pulled out the head chair. "For Mr. James." Darryl didn't sit. He placed Carla's medallion on the table. "I'm not here to reclaim what's mine. I'm here to remind you who built this place." And behind him, chairs began scraping back, one by one. Friday arrived. The emergency shareholder meeting was packed, board members, reporters, and rows of veterans in uniform. Darryl entered in a crisp navy suit. Carla walked beside him, carrying a bronze plaque. At the front, he laid out Helena's original transfer and spoke. "I didn't return for revenge. I returned for truth, and for legacy." He opened the plaque. James Langston Center for Ethical Leadership. In memory of Helena Langston and Sonia James. He looked toward the veterans. Integrity doesn't trend. But it endures. Then he turned to leave, but paused beside Victor. "I'm not here to destroy you," he said. "I'm here to rebuild what you forgot." Weeks later, that old brick campus reopened, not as a corporate office, but a mentorship hub. One afternoon, Ben, the guard who'd shoved Darryl, returned. This time, with 2 papers, a resignation, and a job application. Darryl studied him, then nodded once. Because real power doesn't slam doors, it opens them.